You're listening to My Grito Podcast Network, celebrating the culture of Chicanos and Latinos one story and voice at a time. Listen to more My Grito Podcast Network shows over at mygrito.net. Connect on social, on Instagram and Facebook at My Grito, the My Grito Podcast Network.
The Mindbuzz, now partnered with My Grito Industries.
3, 2, 1. Fidel,
GILL,
what's going on?
I'm good.
Thanks for coming out, dude.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a long time coming.
Has it? Shit, I feel like I was just here.
Yeah.
No, it's been a while.
It has.
It's been a while.
October or something.
October.
Like
I was surprised that you wanted me back because I was like, I'm not a good, good guest. I'm not even a good interviewer. I don't know. I have a podcast. But maybe that's why I don't have that many followers and views. But
Nah, you're good.
I just do it for fun. It's just a hobby.
He's blowing smoke, ladies and gentlemen. He has a very awesome podcast on YouTube and Spotify and all the other ones. Talking Again. So I got Fidel from Talking Again podcast.
Boom, I'm here.
Boom. So before we get started, we gotta try some of Firme Mezcal.
Hell yeah! It's a Firme bag,
which is a new sponsor for the Mindbuzz.
All right.
Thanks to My Grito Industries. So we're gonna go ahead and pour
nice
some. Look at
bottle.
check out the bag.
And the bag.
The bag is Firme, right?
It is Firme.
Have you tried mezcal?
I have.
Mezcal.
I love mezcal. I'm a whiskey guy. I'll do tequila occasionally, but I'm more of a whiskey guy. So the mezcal hits perfectly for me.
Oh, okay. There we go.
It has that smokiness, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like smoky oaky.
And mezcal, you sip.
No,
Right.
we just shoot it like madmen. No. That's one thing, dude. Like the tequilas and stuff, and I can't do. I can't do shoot it anymore. Like when you're young. So like this mezcal is perfect, Or even tequila, I drink it real nice and slow.
Yeah. So from what Oscar and the guys over there from My Grito, you do
Smell it first.
Kind of like wine, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, it's tu sabes.
Tu sabo.
Yeah.
You smell it a little.
Smell it. And then you do
You do a besito.
the besito.
So you just take a little.
Like Art LeBeau.
Yeah. Dude.
That was the opening of our episode,
Yeah.
right? Art LeBeau.
You guys didn't even cheers.
Oh,
Oh shit, yeah.
there we go.
Salud.
See, that's why
Salud.
we have Amber back there. She
Yeah, she
keeps
knows.
us in check.
Cheers.
Well, that's good, man.
Isn't it good?
That's good. I like it.
Yeah. Very like this particular bottle, Espadín, is I guess like your intro to mezcal.
Okay.
I'm fairly new to mezcal, and this is a good starter
Nice.
bottle. You can go down to the show description, go down to feedmemezcal.com, and I believe you used code MyGrito and you receive some % off
Oh, nice.
on a purchase.
I'll have to
But yeah.
pick up a bottle.
Yeah, go check out feedmemezcal.com and give them a follow on Instagram, please.
So are you going to start giving this to the guests as they come in? Like each one gets a bottle? Not a shot, a bottle to take
A
home.
bottle? I don't know. We got to work that out
I
with.
don't know if you remember mezcal. Send us more.
Yeah, we got to work that out with
You
Oscar.
guys got to send them more.
We gotta,
No, I'm definitely going to check. I'm not lying. I'm going to check this out. I want to buy a bottle.
Isn't it good?
I haven't. I need to replenish my mezcal
Yeah.
at home.
Look,
Check it out.
They have.
Oh, there you go.
these.
Espadín. I can. Ensemble.
So it's like silver, firme, jabalí.
What's the black and red one? The one that's on top there.
This one, it
Yeah.
says Ensemble
Oh,
Mezcal.
okay. So the literature's on the left.
So 9 years, toda la agave, 12 to 15 years. It says it
Is
won.
it ensemble or ensemble?
Oh. No, I think it's ensemble.
I don't even know what ensemble
Yeah,
means.
ensemble, I think you spell it differently.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm reading it all in Spanish.
Whatever.
Jabalí.
Amber thinks in Spanish. So.
Jabalí is
Does she think in Spanish?
Mm-hmm.
I think in
Nice.
both.
Yeah. Spanish and English.
Yeah.
Destilo con cempasúchil.
Cempasúchil. So, espadín destilado con cempasúchil
Destilado
y
con
mandarina. Cempasúchil is the Dia de los Muertos flower.
Oh, yeah.
That little like orange one.
The orange or yellow one.
Yeah,
right?
and mandarins. Oh, I'd like to taste that one.
Nice.
Oh, it's coming soon.
Ensamble de 6 agaves. Nice. Firme mezcal 100% Tovala. What is that? That sounds
I don't
nice,
know.
dude.
And they're
Maguey Tovala. What's a what Tovala is?
What's a homogeneous long body, lightly smoked with fresh floral cocoa? Oh,
that's my body type.
oh,
No, I don't know.
nice. Is that how you identify?
I identify as Firme Mezcal.
Oh, Firme Mezcal. I thought homogeneous.
What are you looking up? What is this?
That Tovala or Tovala?
Oh.
I don't know. I'll have an answer for you guys later.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep looking it up. But yeah, go check them out. FeedMeMezcal.com. At them on Instagram,
Show the
FeedMeMezcal.
bottle one more time.
Okay.
Let's see it.
There we go.
It's a nice bottle. It matches with our back light, right?
Let's see who Van and Wimmed it better.
There we go.
There you
I'm
go.
trying to get a sponsorship too.
It's your tryout.
It's my tryout.
Hi, my name.
Talking Again podcast. Check it out.
So what's up, dude?
Thanks for having me on.
What's
Appreciate
up?
it.
What's going on?
I'm good.
We
Been
are
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Work.
Yes. How's that going for
It's
you?
going great.
Yeah.
Very great. Yeah.
And for those of you not watching, we are podcasting live from a
Dumpy old news station.
dumpy old news station.
You know where that's from?
At the end, what?
You know where that's from?
Sounds so familiar.
Yeah, it's on the radio.
I was gonna say Willy Wonka.
No, it's from Jack FM.
Ah, Jack.
Dumpy old studio.
No, I was gonna say that we're recording live from the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean in a submarine.
Stop.
Oh, too soon?
Is it too
I
soon?
think so.
I don't think so. What do you think? You think they're gonna find it?
I don't know. I don't really have much of an opinion on that. I really
No?
don't care.
They only have only have a little over a day left of oxygen.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I really don't care.
Is that bad? Is that bad to say?
No. Well, I mean,
No, I mean it's
Is
not.
it wrong? I should not have said it that, huh?
it's just
Can you edit that?
No, everything goes.
we don't edit. We don't edit here. But it's just.
I'm a
it's-
little invested. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you?
Are you really? Because of the whole Titanic thing? or
Well,
just because of the people?
no, because I
Like
read articles every day, right?
Yeah.
It's like clockwork. I wake up, get my phone, and I read something, and then I go to sleep and I read something. So I read that one, and I was like, it's interesting. And then the next day I read it again, and it was like less oxygen, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
So then my mind keeps like processing, like, imagine you're down there and you just fucking know like oxygen is just like leaving. Like,
What do you do?
Well,
Like,
just try
what
to
do you
hold
do
your
at the
breath
point?
for a minute. You can't.
no.
Yeah.
You can't.
I'm just thinking of the chaos that's ensuing right now. If
Yeah.
they are alive and they're stuck in there, they're probably like fucking going at it with each other. Like, you know.
Or do they have the energy to? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's if some of them are some smart people, be like, hey, you guys save your energy, right? Because someone's coming to get us.
And they're
Hopefully
all like
we'll-
millionaires and billionaires.
Yeah. I was gonna say, hopefully, like one of them's a hippie that will just, hey, bro, chill out, bro. Just
You
smoke
think they're going to
this
start
joint."
eating each other?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would
I don't have any
probably
footage down
I mean,
there,
it's
huh?
only
bet
been.
on that.
It's a. See, that's
Should
what I
live
was.
stream that.
That's what I was telling Gil earlier. I was like, if they survive, there's gonna be like fucking all these movie producers
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to buy the
Yeah.
story.
Chicano Hollywood.
doing
We got to
it.
do a Chicano version
Yeah, right.
of. First of all, I don't think
First of all, we
you'll
wouldn't be
find a
down
Chicano
there.
down there
No.
in a submarine.
Nope.
For one,
We wouldn't pay
ain't gonna happen.
$250,000 to fucking for our
Just-
death.
to see an old boat that's
Right.
rusting already.
No, I probably would if I had the money.
We've seen the Titanic already.
We'll just watch it in film.
Yeah,
They should live stream it, though. If they
yeah,
were going to eat each other, they should live stream it.
I know, pobrecitos.
yeah,
It's been a while since we had a Faces of Death kind of film.
yeah. We need something like that.
Actually, no, there's too much of that shit already, you know? Don't you think? Like on Instagram, they keep showing all these videos of all this
They
mayhem
do.
and stupid shit.
I don't know. I don't.
We had
My
6
feed's a
We
little
turned
bit
into
different.
Mexico.
We had 6 mass
Remember
shootings.
Mexico news?
Yeah.
They show all that shit? Same thing here. Just
It was
Instagram news.
six mass shootings this weekend, just
Jeez.
in the weekend. So
That's crazy.
we need some nice stuff.
What's going on with the world?
Yeah. On the other hand, aside from the submarine thing, what about that alien spotting
Oh, the one in Vegas?
Is it Vegas?
I think
Yeah,
it was Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah, in North Vegas.
Did you see those? Can we pull up a video of the
You know what? Here's
the
something about me
TikToks?
that you probably don't know, and I probably never told you.
He's like, I don't give a fuck about anything.
I don't. I don't watch the news, and I don't like when my wife starts reading to me like this article about this. I'm just like and then later on she'll tell me something like an update about it in a couple of days, and I go, "About what are you talking about?" You know what I mean?
That's me.
I don't care about the news of what's going on unless it's within my city.
But don't you want to see like what the wild world is happening around you?
Not really.
No,
not really. I don't care.
I think for us, it leads us to it leads us to conversation.
Tony Robbins, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's see.
I know it's just. I don't know if it's just me being like selfish or.
No, it's not selfish.
Or I don't know.
No, because you're focused on what you're focused on, and anything outside of your vision, like it's irrelevant to you and your life and your family.
Especially if you're a person that takes things really like it affects you, then maybe people like that should stray away from like news or anything like that.
I will say, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like I like to read articles about like things that are evolving in science or shit like that. Not necessarily who shot who. The other stuff, you know. But
she likes the cheese.
The cheese man?
The cheese man.
No, I
gossip? Or the what is it? The housewives?
No, I don't know any of that stuff.
No, she's actually the one that told me about the submarine stuff and the aliens. If you would have came on the podcast and would have brought this stuff up, I would have been, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't seek it out. I see it. I see like there's an article and I go, oh, okay, it's clickbait, you know. Meanwhile, it's really like a legit story. But I just go like, nah, I don't even want to.
Like aliens invading California, and he's like, I'm
too busy watching cat videos. I'm just kidding.
Well, here's this one.
Is that the one on TikTok? Oh yeah. Give me some volume.
Is that the alien one?
Yeah.
I have butterflies, bro.
Oh, there.
Remember that family in Las Vegas that claimed a UFO
the
landed in their backyard and say they saw an alien? Well, if they decide to come back, the police want to have more evidence. They set up cameras in the yard of the family who made the original 911 call. Sources close to the investigation said they do not believe the call was a hoax.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe.
That wasn't that much.
No, I'm going to look up.
We got to get the Mindbuzz TikTok on here.
The TikTok one.
Yeah.
That I showed you last night.
Was there anybody like freaking out?
Yeah. They were freaking out.
They were. I didn't really see much of anything. But when did this story come out?
A couple weeks ago.
Oh, it was a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, like
12 days ago?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
12 days ago, babe?
I thought it was new.
No.
100% they are not human. Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the audio, that's what the guy says.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But how do you know that they're not human? And how do you know he's just not tripping on some good Las Vegas weed, Las Vegas mushrooms or something? The Mindbuzz is powered by Mindbuzz Media. Mindbuzz Media is an on-site video and audio podcast production company. Have you ever thought about starting your own video and audio podcast? Or do you have an existing podcast that you want to take to the next level? Mindbuzz Media brings a professional podcast studio to you. Visit mindbuzz.org for more.
Just like Amber said, like the whole science thing, I always try to like science it up. You know, when people say, oh, I heard this and I heard that, and I'm like, well, it's an old house, wood, they make noises, you know.
That's me.
I always try to justify it like that, right? You know, oh, it's the wind, it's the wind, you know, it's a fucking acorn that fell on your roof or squirrel that's fucking around outside. You know, and most of the time that's what it is, dude. Like I'll go out there and I'll look, and that's one of the things I love to do is people watch, and I love to just watch. So I'll sit there and I'll just watch outside my window like a fucking old man. I'm 42 already. But I'll sit there and look at the window and look at the squirrels, and I go, oh, look, that one's going to fight that one. And then, oh, he just took his shit away. Oh, they're chasing each other. And then, oh, fuck, the cat's coming. He's prowling, you know. Like, that's my entertainment, you know.
Yeah.
Nature. not this crap right here.
Not aliens in Las Vegas trying to take over the world.
Right. But for the most part, I think it's always, there's always something behind it. It's not, I don't believe in like the whole paranormal stuff, even though some weird shit has happened lately. Like, and I still have like half of this episode I told you. I don't know if I told you about it, that I recorded with these ladies that are mediums or empaths, as they like to say, where they talk to spirits or angels. And we recorded and we got into like all this controversial stuff, like talking about dead babies and shit in Denver and airport, you know, like all this weird shit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we got into it. And one of the things that one of the empaths said, shout out to Shelly Reyes Araceli and her daughter Mia.
Wait, they're both of them are
one
empaths?
of them was in training. The daughter has the gift, but you have to like what do you call it? Like exercise. You know, you got to exercise it and do some training,
right?
I guess for that, really. And but anyways, we recorded for almost 2 hours, and Shelly kept saying that the angels don't want us talking about this, and she, you know, and we just kept talking about it, like, wow, tell the angels to go put their shit away, you know. So
she was saying that on the podcast while you guys were talking about it.
We're talking, and I'm recording with her, and then she'll go, please, not right now, like this, and that's because there's somebody right next to her, like an angel or spirit or somebody that's trying to come in. And so that kind of freaks you out a little bit, like, what? You know, like, is she just putting me onto something? You know? But no, like, we recorded and we were talking about that stuff. We kept talking about it. And then all of a sudden, the audio, everything got shut off. But we didn't know it got shut off. Remember I was talking about that whole thing? Storage space. So then we kept recording through the whole thing. And it was so good. I was almost like 2 hours. I don't know, something like that. A little over 2 hours. And it was almost at the moment that I ended up recovering the video because I couldn't find it. And I thought it was a storage issue, which it wasn't, because I had a lot of storage. I know I cleared it out. Yeah. I even had, you can see the storage. I'm like, I took screenshots of it and I sent it to them. You guys, look, I have all this storage available, but it didn't record anything. And then like 2 weeks later or a week later, the video just appears in my photo roll, my camera roll. It's just there. And I'm like, so I took screenshots of that because the date was different. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? But only an hour and 15 minutes, almost to the point where she said, the angels don't want you talking about this anymore. And then that's where it got cut off. So all this weird shit, right? And I didn't record. I recorded one more episode. It was good, Lou Arriaga, and then I took a long break. Yeah. Almost
because you couldn't find anybody better than Lou Arriaga.
Exactly.
To come on the podcast.
Who can top Lou Arriaga? Yeah. So I couldn't, and I didn't. And I did it for almost a year, and then I came back slowly. But the point I was trying to make was that whole weird paranormal shit kind of stuck with me, where I'm like, well, is it possible? Did that happen? Or was it a weird thing with my phone?
So what are your thoughts on it now? Do you think that was just a weird thing with your phone and syncing issues and storage, or do you think...
I still can't explain the fact that I know they had storage available. It only recorded a certain amount of time, almost at the same time that she said, stop, like, they don't want us talking about this. I haven't even got... Okay, here's this. I guess to answer your question is, yes, I do believe a little bit in it, because I haven't even had the, I guess you could say, courage to edit just that 1 hour and post it. This has been this was a year ago, over a year ago, because we recorded that like in May. And I haven't had the courage to even edit that and put it out there as like a special episode. Maybe I should get someone to do it for me. Yeah. But I do want to put it out there. And I even have like a clip from their episode, because they're also podcasters, where they talked about that, like, look, let's just tell you guys what happened. This happens to us all the time. To them, it happens all the time, where electronics just turn off.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So while they're recording or doing something. So lights go out, shit like that. So they talked about it and they explained a little bit. So I wanted to get their clip, 10, 15 minutes of it, and post like what they talked about, like what they said. And then maybe I'll come in and I'll say something and then post that episode. Right? Here's only an hour and 15 minutes of what we recorded. I just haven't had the courage to do it.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe I'm a little scared.
Do you think you're going to see something?
Yeah. I want to record it in the garage where it happened. I want to edit it in the garage where it happened. Why? I don't know. I think because I don't want to edit it in my house.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So I want to keep it in the garage.
Yeah, whatever it is, whatever it is, you want to keep it in the garage.
But not inside my house.
Right. So I don't know.
We'll edit it for you.
Weird, right?
Yeah, we'll edit it for you. I don't care.
We're not scared. Just kidding.
I'm scared.
He's scared. I'm not. I'm like you.
Feed him a mezcal and I'll be good.
I grew up with my mom saying, my mom never scared us of like La Llorona, El Cucuy, nothing.
She never did?
Never. My mom was not.
I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
So I grew up with my mom never like, oh, te va a agarrar un señor, or oh, never. My mom was not. She's like, I never want to do that to you guys. I don't want you guys to be afraid of anything. And my mom was the type that if there's a noise, you get up and you go see where it's at. So even like, I lived by myself for a while, and there was a night where I was like completely by myself and I was asleep and something fell. Boom. And I never thought like something paranormal. I was like, fuck, someone came into my house. And I had a little switch knife that my dad had given me. And I said, you know what? I can either barricade myself in the room and wait for someone to come in, or I go and I see what it was. So I remember I opened the door and then I was like, I have a knife. And I'm all yelling in my house like crazy woman. And then sure enough, it was something that fell from... I had this like whiteboard on the fridge and it fell. I went and picked it up and I went right back to sleep.
Was your first night alone from like being alone by yourself? Was it weird? Was it scary? What was your reaction to that? What was your feelings?
Yeah, I mean, it was scary. Like, again, my fear is never like, oh, a demon or a ghost or anything.
Spirit or
no. My mom always used to say too, she's like, don't be scared of anything like that. She's like, what you need to be scared of are people, like real people that
humans
can actually harm you.
Right.
So yeah, I was scared, but I mean, I would just make sure that everything was locked. I'd go to bed. I'd either read or listen to something that wasn't gonna like scare me or startle me, and then that was it. I would go to sleep.
Yeah.
When you were showing me those alien videos last night, like you were like, okay, I need to stop watching these because I'm gonna dream of something
weird. I said
weird,
yeah, like,
right?
And did you?
No, I didn't.
I didn't get that. Usually I get that. Usually if I watch something or listen to something, remotely creepy before I go to sleep, I get creeped out just a little bit, right? And then I got to watch a little bit of wrestling videos just to keep the blood flowing so I can go to sleep. But last night I didn't feel that. And I think because I was mostly intrigued on, okay, they got some good footage of some aliens in Las Vegas.
Wait, did they get good footage? I don't know. Did we?
Oh no. Yeah, watch. No. I found it. It's
good for 2023.
Oh,
I think
this one looks crazy. I'll tell you
that. That's cool. Las Vegas UFO light similar to the light on the sky from the cop's body cam.
So it's from the cop's body cam.
Yeah.
So that's the one that they seen.
Right?
Yeah.
Easy to explain. But yeah, it could have been like maybe a meteorite, something falling from the
military experimenting.
Right, because it's right there at the edge of
okay, so this
41.
is a very slowed down screen recording I took, and I know everybody is trying to find the aliens in front of these guys, but I noticed something insane, and I want everybody, my two friends who will watch this, to take a look down, pay attention to two areas. We're going to look down here
the hand
on
is
the bottom right behind their fence.
There's like
and
weird
right
little
there,
hands.
But we're going to first start down here because I found something crazy. Okay, so I want you to pay attention to what I believe is the creepiest part of this video.
He says those are fingers,
these
things right here.
Two things you need to pay attention to right here, which is the head. And if you look really close, there's actually a shiny black eye. And
this is like the new Virgen de Guadalupe that you see in the window.
That I believe is
like people are like
creature non-human crouching down. And that was its eye I just pointed at. And I want you to pay attention to would appear to be fingers running up the fence as if it's.
But what it can also be is like people just want to believe because they want to believe.
I came back and forth a couple times here, but it looks to me like
that could be.
How can you say affirmations work and you gotta you believe in it and all that stuff and then say that this is what this is actually an alien when these guys really believe it was an alien.
Yeah, and it's even like kind of the thing of like when you lay, during the day you lay on the grass and you look up in the sky, right? And you're looking at clouds and you make, oh, look at that cloud looks like this.
Looks like Matia.
Looks like that. It's your mind looking for these interpretations. And I feel like that's what we see in the dark when people are like, oh my God, I saw something.
And that's what our mind wants to do. Our mind is constantly looking for patterns everywhere in behavior and thought process, because that's the way we think. We think in timelines. We think in a process. We think, a certain way of putting things together, connecting things. So, of course, we're going to put things to connect to, come up with something that we want to believe in.
But
we're gonna have start have sightings of Dan Aykroyd in the clouds.
Dan Aykroyd from the Coneheads, because he's an alien. Yeah,
but
he believes in aliens.
Oh yeah, he does. That's right.
He truly believes in aliens.
That's right. Yeah,
he'll go in there and he'll talk to you about all this. They have committees or whatever, groups, and he leads these groups into all that.
Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah.
Does he really?
Yeah. He's a Ghostbuster.
Of course. He's just a wild character, dude.
He is, right?
He's just a weird dude.
He was probably one of my favorite SNL characters.
He's probably an alien.
He's probably an alien.
He's probably an alien.
He is.
People may say
look
that.
at him, dude. Just, you know who Dan Aykroyd is, right? Yeah. Just picture everybody listening and watching. Picture Dan Aykroyd. Tell me that guy is not an alien.
Yeah.
Tell me he's not.
Williams.
Write a comment and tell me he's not an alien.
Yeah.
Right?
How dare you?
Here's my thing is it kind of egocentrical of us to think that this huge universe is only made for us?
It's not.
No, I mean, I think, there's some people that, they believe that it's just us and that's it.
Right.
But I think, what if, I don't know if I believe this, but what if aliens weren't some type of a being that's walking around on 2 or 4 legs? What if it's just a flower, a plant, a tree?
Yeah. What if we're the aliens to another galaxy? That's what I always think. I don't think aliens look like green and little men.
Why do we call them
like,
aliens?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we call them aliens? Why can't we just call them symbol like Prince?
Xenophobia, probably.
Xenophobia?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It could be.
Maybe.
Yeah. But what it could be also is it could be like a microbe. It could be a germ.
Yeah.
Like that can be an alien, something extraterrestrial. What I think... Virus. What I think that an alien could possibly be is something that is already here, but in a different dimension.
Well, so you think there is someone standing right next to
There
you?
could be, but we can't see them because our brains can't comprehend that plane of existence.
Yeah, you might be right.
We need
Could be right.
something. We need a key to the next we need a key to see these things.
And this is why the curiosity of a human being will never end. Like, there's just so much that we dream about, that we think about, that until we prove it, we won't rest.
Yeah, exactly.
We die trying to prove it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like aliens. Faith.
Bigfoot.
People in your garage.
Faith.
Yeah.
Religion.
Yeah.
You know? That's a huge one. That's one of the things that people have debates about. People die over that.
Yeah. People kill themselves over that, dude.
Or kill others.
Yeah.
Or kill others.
That's why I don't go
over a millennia.
Yeah. I'm always like 1 foot in and 1 foot out on almost everything. Like, take this podcast thing, all right? I started it and I was like, kind of like you, where I was just gung-ho. I want to make this thing like huge and let's go. Well, when I started, it was supposed to be casual, just hobby. And then it turned into like, I'm doing this a business. I started getting sponsors and once a week. And before that, I was doing 2 episodes a week. That shit was a lot. And then I went back to once a week. Just trying to put it out there and it just got too much, you know. And then I have the family at home and I'm taking time away from them. And, hey, I can't go to that event because I'm going here. And it just wasn't for me. You know what I mean? Like, and I see that people like yourself that are doing out there, and I think that's great. And I love what you're doing. I love that you're upgrading all your equipment and you're getting into networks, and you got the sponsor right here. I love all that. And I love that you can do it and you're passionate about it. I'm passionate about my podcasting, but as a hobby, not as a business. And I know it's hard for people to take that in and go, oh man, well, you're dumb. You should do it this way. And, you know, we know someone that would always tell me, oh, you're dumb. You should do it this way. You're not doing it. You're not podcasting right. I'm like, wait,
Right.
how are you not podcasting right? I think now in this day and age of podcasting, that there is a right and a wrong way of podcasting, but doesn't mean that I can't still do it as a hobby. Kind of like bowling. There's professional bowlers out there, but there's still people that do it as a hobby. There's professional golfers out there, but there's still people that do it as a hobby. Same way as I'm going to do this podcasting as a hobby. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And that goes with almost everything, except for my family. My family, I'm 100%. I'm 2 feet in on all that. Everyone else can go, even though sometimes I was like, I'm not doing this, you know, I'm not hanging out with the family because I'm doing the podcast. And I noticed that's why I stopped, really. I was getting stressed out with all of it, and I was like, I'm just going to end this shit now, you know, podcasting. Let me turn it off, let me just restart it and go back to basics. And that's why I did go back to basics, and I got random people that no one's ever heard of and started promoting them, you know, featuring them again, doing back to basics. Even though I stole I didn't steal one of your guests, but I got the punk bug, Daniel. I got him on. Ever since I heard him here on your show, I wanted to get him on.
Really?
Yeah, I know he was on Ramos and all that, but ever since I heard him on here on the Mindbuzz, I was like, I got to get this guy on my show. I just have to. And I need to get him on again. And after the record, I'm like, I need to get him on again. In fact, I want him to co-host with me. You know, I do a solo cast, right? Mm-hmm. Where I just go in there and just do it by myself. No guests, there's no agenda. But I want to do another solo cast, but with a co-host. So I guess I can't call it a solo cast, maybe a dual cast. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get him on and just so we can just talk and just shoot the shit. Kind of like what we're doing here, but the way I normally do is interviews and I showcase someone. But he has nothing to promote. He doesn't have a business that he wants to promote or podcast or anything like that. He's not a musician. He's just like I'd say a jack of all trades. You know, he just knows all kinds of shit. But someone like him, I want to talk to that guy. I want to talk to that girl, that person.
So it's like a weekly thing, just you and him.
No, I wanted to get him on back on as a dual cast, like where we're just shooting the shit. Like when I got him on after, you know, I forgot what episode it was, but not so long ago. It was just him and I. You know, I was interviewing him. I wanted to know what he's all about, his stories and this and that, like all that stuff, right? Gathering the stuff that I got from your episode with him.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
But now I just want to get him on. Like, hey, let's just talk shit. You know, like let's see what's up. Let's pull up. Let's do a Mindbuzz and pull up some of the news articles and let's talk shit about that.
Right.
Because it would be the first time that I'm looking at those news articles because I don't do that during the week. So that's why I want to get him back on. But that's the kind of episode or podcast I'm going to continue to do. Like just get the random person. I'm not going to an artist. And I know there's artists that hit me up a lot and they want to come on the podcast, but that's not me. I did that, but I don't want to do that. Like unless I'm interested. You know what I'm saying? No,
of course.
I can't. I'm not going to interview you just because someone recommended them to me. Some agent, which I had a couple agents were throwing, you know, artists at me like, "Hey, can you do this? Can you do that?" And I was like doing a solid because you want the interview once a week, right? Why not? But then I got to a point where I'm like, I'm just doing an artist, and that's not me. I like to showcase and feature everybody. The restaurant, the mayor or former mayor or future mayor of my city. I want to interview that guy, which I did. I interviewed a councilman. Hopefully he'll be mayor next year. He should be mayor next year, but maybe I can get him back on, you know, as a mayor. That's the kind of interviews that I want to do because I'm interested in those. I'm a nutball. I sit there and I'll watch the 3-hour city council meetings. I do that. I sit there and watch all that shit like an idiot.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
But anyways, I know I went on a little rant, but yeah, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's kind of how I live everything.
But I think honestly, like, and this is my take on it is I think that there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just your mentality. Yeah. And podcasting or anything. I think just with anything creative in general, there's no wrong or right way to do something creative. There's just not. I think it's just your mentality and what your end goal is. Like, what's your goal? What's your 1 year goal? What's your 1 year plan? What do you want to do?
Right.
Then build that plan. Is there a way to do it? Is there a wrong way to do it? Maybe. Maybe not. Who cares? Are you just want to do it for fun? Do it for fun. Go crazy.
Right.
But if you want to create a business out of it, then you got to look at it from an entrepreneur mindset. Then there's a wrong or right way to do it. I think if you just want to be a hobbyist, then that is fine too.
Yeah. Yeah, because you've seen I think podcast is one of the fastest growing industries that, out there right now. Like, it just went from, because, podcasting has been around for many years, I think like 2006 or maybe even before that.
Before that, a little bit.
And it's been around for years, but not the access that we have here. I mean, you can put your shit on Anchor or Spotify now for podcasters, and then it's just out there. Anybody could do it, That's how easy it is. Is it sustain? Can you sustain doing it week in, week out, or month in, month out? That's where I think, like you were saying, the hobbyist in comparison to the business mentality of a podcast. Because now there are would you say, like, seminars of how to do a podcast.
Yeah.
There's all that stuff is available. People are making so much money on podcasting that were never successful in podcasting, or somewhat successful, I guess, but now are teaching how to do podcasts.
Spotify just did a masterclass last Wednesday.
I did see that. I did see something like that.
Yeah, they just so like you just said, Anchor is now Spotify for podcasters, and they just launched this whole like masterclass seminar on how to do it. I signed up, but I haven't got around to watching the videos. But I mean, that's a good tool.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, I don't know, man. It's something creative. You want to be creative, then...
Are you afraid that it's going to take away from what you want to do in podcasting? Like, because it's, you're going to get... Or are you one of those persons that can watch that and then just take all the good nuggets that you like from it and then only use those?
I'll use it as a tool. Okay. What do I need?
Yeah, right.
What can I use this to elevate what I'm doing already? Or how can I do it to... Maybe there's solutions in that masterclass that will ultimately help me with the solution, right? Last night, I was telling you about the mishap last night. Right. We did a podcast last night. Everything was rendering, and I didn't have a backup. And, I mean, good thing Justin Amen, awesome guy from the disaster party, he understood that, and we're going to reschedule something else for hopefully the near future.
Can I show?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
You guys... Right there. Check it out.
Yeah.
Coming soon. Right?
Or he was here last night, but, stuff like that. Maybe there's some solutions to that, right? That's how I would use it. When I watch videos on YouTube and stuff, of course, I love my wrestling videos, but I also watch videos on how I use them as tools, right? We got to use the internet for something other than alien videos and looking up submarine being lost in the Atlantic Ocean. We have to use this internet as a tool for us.
What podcasting it was intended for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Podcasts for tools and podcasting. There's, like you said, there's people out there with videos on how to do podcasts now.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm going to watch them. I'm not going to...
Well, I'm sure you watched a shitload of videos just to get this thing started, right?
Of course.
It's just like I did. Yeah. I knew nothing about these. By the way, these mics are pretty badass.
Thank you.
But I didn't know anything about podcasting, so I had to do all my research, and I got some help from friends, and my co-host from my first podcast I ever did, and all that helps. So for sure, yeah. But for me to go out there and pay, that's just as bad as paying for a subscription, like Patreon. I'm just joking. I gotta work on my delivery, guys.
Oh my God, I had to like
You saw his
look,
face?
and I'm like,
Did you see his face? You gotta clip that.
I don't have a
edit that.
Patreon, so
And then put.
No, I looked down for a split second, and I heard nothing, and I looked up, and I'm like, did something pause? Did you guys pause on me? Did I pause the world?
no. That's just no. Hold on. You should have said the delivery should have been. That's just as bad as paying $5 for a Patreon.
Yeah, I gotta work on my. I got jokes. I just gotta work on my delivery.
That's cool. Even that too. Even in and what I hear, I'm not this guy that has studied comedy for a long time. I love comedy. I love watching it. I love listening to it. I like going to open mics. I try to practice. I write on a daily basis. But even then, like I hear people in comedy that have been doing it for years, for 15 years, half their life, 20 years, whatever, veterans. And some of them, and I will agree with them, if you're going to do comedy, go 100% in, right? Mm-hmm. But then there are also people like me, like I like it. Maybe I shouldn't do it. I don't know. I think what you're talking about, like with podcasting, I'm the same way with comedy. Because I would love to do it. And I tell Amber this all the time. Man, I just wish I had 2 extra days in the week that I can just use for practicing, because there's open mics everywhere. Yeah. And plus I have my own events. I have the podcast and I want to go out and do open mics. Like tomorrow, Disaster Party Entertainment is going to have their first open mic. They're going to have it on Wednesdays until August at the Old Town Pub in Pasadena.
Okay.
Every Wednesday, they're going to do an open mic, and I want to try to make it because I want to work on my skills. Mm-hmm. And that, I mean, Wednesday nights, I don't do podcasts, so I can open that up. Yeah. But also, there's other open mics on Wednesdays that I can possibly do too. So it's just like, I need to clone myself.
Yeah. You just need to commit yourself to it. I think that's
exactly.
It, right?
That's what it is. You just got to. The thing is, maybe I'm too scared to commit, because once I could commit to something, I'm like, that's all I could think about. I'm one of those crazy people to where if I put my mind to something, I'm just going to think about it all day.
You think it's going to take away from your podcasting?
No, I think it's going to help it. It's going to make it better.
I was going to say, yeah, it could. I mean, it should.
Yeah. Even hosting open mics.
Yeah.
Hosting.
So you're pretty comfortable in front of the mic though, right?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, I'm comfortable in an improv sense, like what we're doing now. But when it comes to writing a set list and remembering the set list, and plus portraying that or putting that out to an audience and make it seem like I haven't practiced it for the past 5 years, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
That's the hard part, dude. That's what comes with practice.
Yeah. You know, I've heard like Joe Rogan compare comedy to like
who's that?
Joe Rogan. He's a podcaster. You ever heard of him?
I don't think so.
No, he kind of takes away from your show.
Yeah,
yeah, a little
really?
bit. Even your logo.
What? That's wild.
Logo. So
there's people out there. They're just
crazy,
copying shit and copying the way I do intros to podcasts. It's weird.
Fucking sons of bitches.
Weird stuff going on, dude.
Well, this guy,
it's the aliens.
Well, this guy Joe Rogan also has this podcast called it's JRE, The Experience, right? The Joe Rogan Experience.
Okay.
I've heard of it once or twice. Well, he said comedy, it's like, BJJ, right? Practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Jiu-Jitsu in general. You're out there, you can work it all out, but once you compete, it's different because now this other person is giving you something totally different, and now you got to adjust. Now take comedy where you're working out, you're doing your shit. You might be doing it in front of Amber, in front of myself, in front of your friends, whatever, your stuffed animals on your bed. But once you get out there to a club, now you got 15, 20 people all giving you, you got to adjust to all of them.
Right.
If you allow yourself to. That's where I think is really hard. I wouldn't be able to do it. I think I'm funny. Like I can be funny at a party, but I don't think I would ever be able to do like a stand-up.
Yeah, because
I cry when I do karaoke, when I start singing. My eyes get all watery and I'm like, people are looking at me.
After a full bottle of Feed Me Mezcal, I'm the same way.
There you go.
Maybe a shirt or two comes off.
Yeah.
Before that.
Did you take off your shirt?
I did.
You did, huh? Did you have Feed Me Mezcal?
I did.
You did. There you go.
I didn't. I had a That was really good beer. Thank you. Shout out to 3 Punk Ales for doing that for us.
Stuff.
Really
that was
appreciate
a good show.
it. Thank you.
I know I told you already, but that was a really good show. I appreciated it. It was fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if I walked out with no t-shirt and my leather jacket on, or did I just walk out with no t-shirt at all?
Well, like during the cleanup, you had a shirt on.
Okay. No, but when I went to the restroom and I came back out, I had my jacket on, and then I revealed
Yes, you did have
my 3 chest hairs.
You came out with no shirt and your jacket, and then you took it off, which was crazy because I'm like, I can imagine you being sweaty in that thing, and it was leather. I'm assuming it's all leather, right?
Yeah.
You know, it didn't get stuck in your body. You just maybe you're sweating so much that it just slipped right off.
Yeah.
He doesn't really sweat.
I don't really sweat.
No?
I only sweat at the gym, and I have to take like supplements to sweat.
Really? You don't drink enough water?
No, I drink enough water.
Really? You're just not a sweater?
I think because maybe I'm just like super dehydrated from like 2015 that I need all that water to help me hydrate from the past 15
so what
years.
happened in 2015 that you're so dehydrated?
Just drinking a lot, dude.
Oh,
yeah?
Heavy drinking, huh?
Yeah.
Every day?
Every day.
Just
every day.
Beer or alcohol, tequila, everything? Whiskey?
I was into like the hard liquor because I don't like beer.
Okay.
When I first started drinking, I didn't like the taste of beer at all. The malt liquor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, who likes malt liquor?
I don't know. OE.
Yeah, I never got into that.
But I didn't drink beer. It was all tequila, vodka mostly, Jägermeister.
Yeah. So why were you drinking? You're just fucking lit. You're lit. The party's lit. Let's
just
go.
to get out of my head, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go do some shit.
Go do some shit. Go get into some antics. Yeah. Yeah. I was troubled in my early 20s.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I needed.
Is everything good now though?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think happened in your life that you got over all that shit? Did you talk to somebody?
Me? No,
Did you meet somebody? Is that when Amber came in the picture?
Could be.
Right?
I think it was just a combination like of a lot. I think having not a toxic partner for one.
So someone was enabling you.
Things were going great at work at my past job. They were going great. I think I just had a push to change my life just a little bit. And that little push, that's all I needed. I needed somebody to believe in me, somebody to know that I'm working hard to change my life.
There you go.
And once you have one person, just one person, either somebody else or yourself, because I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it in myself. I needed somebody else's validation for that.
Wow.
And then towards the end of that, now knowing now I'm older now, I didn't need somebody else's validation. It was me. I needed to change my mind first to change my life.
Yeah. So no health scares.
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, because a lot of people will drink or do drugs, and then they have that health scare, and that's when they start changing their lives.
It was the DUI was.
You got DUI?
The DUI was one thing that kind of messed me up, but I was still fucking up after the DUI.
Oh yeah.
I was still fucking around after the DUI.
I'd probably still be drinking after the DUI. I'd be like, fuck, I got a DUI.
But I think it
exactly
was
like
also, I think it was just like, I don't want to say like, oh, because I made a joke earlier when I was like, it was me, but it's not. But I think that also just the environment, like it was different. Like, when we would go out, I didn't drink. So it kind of put him in a place where he's like, well, I'm not going to get trashed because she's not drinking with me. Or he would come to our family gatherings and no one was like drunk or, things like that.
Change your atmosphere.
To where it was like, okay, or we did things that were unconventional where before it was like, his fun was going to a bar or going to places like that. And now it's like, we can go and have fun somewhere else, doing something different, things like that. So I think all of that shapes someone too.
Isn't it so true? Like when your parents used to tell you back in the day, "Dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres." Isn't that shit so true? Do you
what
know
is it?
No.
What is that?
It's just it means what the
Tell me. It says, "Tell me, dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres. Tell me who you're with and I'll tell you who you are.
Okay, yeah,
It's the saying in English, I think they say, is birds of a feather flock together. Is kind of what that's like the saying.
Or like show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are.
Yeah. Same shit. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the English version?
Correct.
Yeah.
That feather thing, that was probably from like the 1870s or something.
I'm an old man, dude. I'm 42. You're
That feather, dude. So what was it with white people in the 1870s with feathers?
Feathers were
Weird people.
They had an abundance of feathers laying around. I don't know.
Yeah,
a lot of birds.
something, dude. But yeah, I think it was
Dinosaurs had feathers.
It was a combination. Dinosaurs aren't real and the world is flat.
Is that right?
No. I think that it's the environment, definitely. The environment, the change of environment, and then plus just the mentality of me getting older. I wanted something different. I didn't want to
maturing.
I didn't want to keep waking up with a freaking headache and going to work and working. Like, I think about it so much, Fidel. If my brain was at like a quarter capacity of how I was in my early 20s, like I could have done a lot more.
Right.
If I would have used that energy in a creative capacity, I could have done a lot more.
Yeah, you should have, could have, would have, but
right.
How old were you in 2015?
2015, 21? I was
22?
what?
20 years old? 24. So you're still young. You know, you're not even 35 yet. So for you to just have that mindset now, it's not late. You have so much time to get after it.
Right.
You're doing it already. You know, right now is the time where you're doing it, where you are getting after it. Who knows what's going to come out? That's the thing about podcasting. Who knows what's going to come out of this podcasting thing? But it's like the training for your next move. Or you could be the fucking podcast guru, whatever. Maybe that. But I think most people that take this podcasting serious like you are, it's going to be your stepping stone to the next move, the next big move. And you may still be doing this as a hobby, maybe, with making some money. But I think it's probably your stepping stone to the next move. Maybe it's stand-up comedy. Maybe it's something else. Maybe you're going to venture off on this totally different business, but this is what helped you out, or it was the vehicle to get you to that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, 100%, because this has opened up my creative valve, like something just each and every week, like just it gets turned.
People that you're meeting, that
exactly.
you're talking to.
Right. It's like boom, boom. It's a step. It's snowballing into something. I know I'm headed in a direction.
Yeah.
I know there's something along the way. I just gotta keep going.
It's like a relationship, right? You don't actually go and you're not seeking for that thing every single day. You just keep doing your shit and it'll come. You know what I mean? Like that. I mean, unless you actually were looking for Amber. If you were looking for Amber and you stalked her, and that's a whole different story. Okay. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you guys just met and were like, wow, you know, like this is cool. And it just kind of worked. Oh, see, she got the real story.
I'm just kidding.
But you know,
tune into our Patreon for the real story. Just kidding.
See how he's got that Patreon? No, I think that's how most of the stuff does work. You know, works out that way. I mean, yeah, you can plan it. You can go to college. You can graduate high school, go to college, and paint your fucking road, your steps to fucking whatever your parents want to do or whatever you think you want to do, right? But is it going to happen? How many people go to college, get this degree they never use it, right? It happens all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
But then somehow they're happy what they're doing because then they're doing what they're passionate about, or maybe they just like clocking in and clocking out and staying home with their family and doing that shit, you know, raising their kids, and that's it.
Yeah, I think it's just whatever your mindset, whatever you want to do, right? Just do it. I think that's where I'm at now. Is get an idea or get something in my head that I want to do and do it. Yeah. For instance, live podcast show.
There you go.
I found some individuals, like-minded individuals that wanted to do an event. The four of us worked together, and did something great. And it was fun because we planned it. We've all wanted to do something like that, and we did it. Yeah. We shot, and we did it. And obviously, you were there. You had a good time, and
it was great.
It was great.
I mean, you could have done without one of the podcasters probably, but it's all right,
Could have been.
It is what it is.
I could have done without like taking my shirt off. That was one thing. I could have got through the night without my set. I mean, I wasn't even worried. Like I
missed your set. I got there too late. I missed.
Oh,
it.
you missed it?
It was early, right?
Yeah,
I missed it.
You missed it?
I heard you did. I'm like, oh fuck, dude. But do you guys have video? Is it out there?
It's one of those things where if you had to be there, or you had to be there.
I guess I'm going to go to one of your sets.
You gotta come out to something that I do.
Yeah,
you gotta come out to the open mic, dude. We're having an open mic in. Can I give this information out? July 27th.
Sure.
July 27th. Come out to Horchata. We're gonna have an open mic.
New York. I'll be in Cooperstown, New York.
Ooh, are you really?
I'll be supporting. Look at my cheap plug here. Shameless plug. I'll be supporting the SoCal Outlaws baseball team, 12U baseball team, out at Cooperstown, New York.
New York City.
No, Cooperstown, New York.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. That's a city in New York.
Oh, okay.
New York City is over. But we might visit New York City. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're going to go to Cooperstown, New York. It's a huge tournament where these kids go out there and play with kids from all over the country. I think there's some international kids that come over and play. So that'd be pretty cool. It's a good experience for my son, And, like I said, that's my 100. I support them all the time, my family. So that's where I'll be that weekend.
Nice.
So is this a team that your son plays on?
It's a travel ball baseball team. Yeah, travel baseball team.
Travel baseball team.
Yeah.
Travel ball.
Travel ball. What's the difference?
Play every weekend.
So what's the difference between the different
then the Little League
balls?
Little League. The Little League. This guy. Little League is done in one particular park.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll play in other parks, but like it's called interleaguing, but it's just they have a minimum amount of teams. But most of the time it's played in one park, and it's just they play within that league, and that's it. Travel ball, you get to play against kids in different cities, in different states, and if you want to do it, you can play in different countries.
Wow.
There is internationals. There's a USSSA organization that does international where you can play that.
So it's an organization of leagues.
There's multiple travel ball organizations that host tournaments like USSSA, NCS, Perfect Game. There's a whole bunch. Those are a few of the big ones. And they host these tournaments, and they invite any travel ball team that's registered as a travel ball team, because you have to register as a travel ball team. But pretty much, yeah, you have your group of kids that play in that same team, and they just travel and play baseball against other kids.
Damn, dude.
And they start, bro, from like fucking 5 or 6 years old. There's some kids that are ballers, dude, at 6 years old. And they can hit the ball really good. I mean, you put that team at any Little League T-ball, and they'll just mop the floor with these kids. You know what I mean? They're that good. But they start at 6, and then they end like 15 right before high school. Some of them still play at 15 and 16, but that's very rare. But they do play.
How old did you start your son playing?
Travel ball, he started playing at...
Like baseball in general.
Oh, baseball, 4.5, 5 years old.
Really?
Little League, yeah.
Wow. Did you know when he was born that you wanted to put him in baseball?
The way he threw the ball at 2 years old, he was barely learning how to walk and throw a baseball. His form was so good that I was like, oh, this kid might be a natural. And that was the sport he picked up. I grew up playing soccer. I wanted him to play soccer. He didn't want soccer. I kept trying to not force him, but I kept bringing the soccer ball everywhere at the park, And he was just like, nope. He had his glove, and he had his baseball, and he had his bat.
It's like every birthday. Oh, look, a soccer ball. Thanks, Dad.
We knew he was going to be a baseball player. So once he got the age of T-ball to play T-ball, we signed him up to the Little League nearby, and the rest is history. He's been playing ever since then. And he just upped up his game. He just kept playing Little League, and he wasn't ready for travel ball until he got, at his words, bored of Little League because of the competition. So we had to look for somewhere else. And I told him, you have to step your game up, because you're a badass over here, but over there there's 11 other badasses, right? And sure enough, he learned the hard way. He was like, fucking can't hit. He was struggling, and now he's like one of the best. I think one of the best pitchers on his team. So his hitting, we'll work on it. But he's 12. He's getting there.
At 12 years old, he's 12.
He's 12.
at 12, but he learned a very great like concept of instead of staying in one place, instead of staying on top in one area, he wanted to be better, right?
Yeah.
In a sense, right? He got bored.
Mm-hmm.
And
he wanted to challenge himself.
Exactly. He wanted to challenge himself, and you gave him the opportunity to do that, right?
He's a wise boy. I mean, ever since he was little, I always knew he was just smarter than most kids, because he's just smart like that. I mean, he does some stupid shit like what every 10, 12-year-old kid's going to do, but he's really smart like that. He can grasp that. And he did. He made that decision. Obviously, my wife and I were like, well, we make the ultimate decision, but we wanted to leave that up to him. I didn't want to just force him into travel ball because since they were, asking us to do travel ball since he was 9 years old, and we didn't want to force him into it. Yeah, I could have just grabbed him and said, no, you're doing it, and here you go, dude, sink or swim.
Right.
I wanted him to be ready. I wanted him to tell me. And yeah, he did. He said, hey, finally he just came up and said, I'm not having fun anymore at Little League. I want to step my game up, In fact, I had an episode about this because he's been on my show about 3 or 4 times as a guest, and he talked about it. And I let him, I just go, hey, when we're recording, it's just you, it's me, a podcaster, and it's just you. Yeah, I'm your dad, of course, and you're going to respect me, but you do have a little bit of freedom here with your words. You can say whatever you want. And we kind of raise him like that, where we have that conversation with him, like my wife and I, because we want him to tell us anything, ask us all those questions that he's curious about. Because I'd rather him hear the truth from us than his friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because his friends are going to tell him some bullshit, like, really, like all the kids do. So I always tell him, like, straight up, dude, just tell me, ask me whatever you want to know, and then I'll tell you. And if I really feel that you're too young, I'll tell you, bro, you're too young for that. Get away from all that. Because if you do find out, because curiosity, again, we're talking about that, he's going to look for it. It's it's on his cell phone. You could just Google it. But he has that respect for us that he's going to ask us.
Yeah.
And we'll tell him. So same thing, that's the way it worked with baseball and in real life. And I hope I'm doing it right. Parenting is crazy. I don't know. There really is no right or wrong way. I think I saw a meme. It's like at the age of, since they were born till like when they're 6 months or something like that, they live to fucking die. Like they're out there jumping off of couches and running around. Like they're trying to kill themselves. It's your job to not let them kill themselves. And it's kind of true. Like you're trying not to fuck them up. But at the same time, like you want to teach them your beliefs, right? Your faith, your belief, your what I'm trying to say here, your integrity. You want to build their integrity, but mimicking kind of yours. That's what they say. Like your kids are a split image of you, and even though they have their own, they kind of if they're smart enough, they're gonna mash it and do their own thing, right? Take a little bit of what dad's giving me and mom's giving me, and then do their shit.
Right. And be better, right?
And hopefully, right? Be better. Yeah. Because some kids don't.
Right. Because I mean, as a parent, the only way you can teach your kids is what you know.
Right. Actions.
Right.
Because even
by your actions,
you can tell them all kinds of shit. But if they watch you doing something else, guess what they're picking up?
Exactly.
They pick up your habits,
and they're subconsciously picking up habits too. It's not even just like told habits. It's
they might even say, "I'm never gonna do that,"
and they'll do it anyway.
But when they grow up, guess what they turn into?
Yeah.
I did the same thing with my dad.
Yeah.
My dad swore up and down, don't smoke, don't drink. You want to be like me? Fuck no.
Yeah.
But I subconsciously picked that up because that's what I watched. That's what I seen growing up.
You grew up with that.
And for me, it was the opposite. My parents stopped drinking anything as we grew up because my mom was always like, I don't want you to see that example. I don't want you to see that, we do that my parents did not drink for years. And then I hit fucking 17 and I was like, yeah, I'm going to get fucked up every day, and it took years. I mean, not 10 years, but it took years for me to realize, hey, this is not okay.
Right.
And my mom would say, like, I don't understand. I don't understand where you seen it, how you, got this or whatever it was. She's like, because we didn't show you.
Yeah.
But I think parenting, like you said, like, yeah, you're just trying to navigate and have them not right? But sometimes it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Like for me, it was more curiosity because I didn't see it, but I had influences of my friends or
of course
family or other people. And
TV,
I was like, you know,
movies,
this is not so
YouTube,
bad.
TikTok.
My mom makes it seem like it's so bad. Let me figure out why it's so bad. And so it's...
But your mom, if she's listening out there, your mom should realize that the actions that she did do, as far as like not drinking in front of you guys or whatever, because you know they probably fucking went back to the low after they went to bed. I'm just kidding.
Your dad's mini cooler on the side of the bed.
Tumbler. There's no water in that tumbler. There's no water in that tumbler. No, but what I'm trying to get at is you saw that they weren't like that, but you're still gonna try it out because of the curiosity thing.
Yeah.
But now you're you know that like, hey, this is not what I want, and you stopped. I mean, you drank a few a little bit, and you're like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but you had that, but they taught you that. That came from them. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
No, yeah.
Like my parents grew. They raised me to make my own choices and all that good shit. And
are you first generation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom's from TJ. My dad's from Sinaloa. So they raised us like that to kind of make our own choices, but they would tell us what to do, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, of course.
So that's how we grew up, and yeah, I've drank. I've got shit faced like fucking 3 weeks ago. You know what I mean? It happens. Like you just drink too much, and you're like, oh fuck, I didn't black out or anything, but I'm like, I drink too much, you know. But you know, hey, fucking come Monday or for me now Tuesday, I gotta go to work. So let's fucking straighten up. And as you get older, you take a couple more days to recover. But the thing is, I'm not fucking out there just drinking and getting shit faced every day. You know what I mean? Because we did that. We went to Vegas. We did all that. We got lost in Vegas. We did all that shit. You know, that was already done. We were kids, even though our parents, you know, didn't raise us like that. But we did all that shit. But we fixed it. You know what I mean? Not even fix it. We just didn't fall. We didn't fall into it. You know, we didn't fall into that.
No, you adjusted. I mean, there's culture. There's different things. There's different, you know, people growing up. It's different environment.
Yeah,
pretty sure than what your parents grew up with.
Right, of course.
But I like that you're instilling that in your son, that he can talk to you, right, about everything and things like that. Because, yeah, my parents were there, and but there always was that line of respect where I wasn't going to tell my mom something because I didn't want her to think different of me, or I'm not going to say this because my mom thinks I'm this person or this and that. But I hid a lot of things from my parents, and I live this other life because I try to conceal and be this perfect daughter that I wasn't, you know, and it fucks with
pressure.
you. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And I think that's where drinking came, was that when I drank, I was not this person or this person. I was just having fun, you know?
Right.
And my sister says now, she's like, my sister has 3 kids, and she's like, I don't want my kids to lie to me. I know they're going to lie to me, but I don't want to give them a reason to lie, you know, like we did.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, you're right. And, you know, the fact that you give your son that confidence of being able to tell you anything or ask you the right things, I mean, I think that's great. And it's you breaking that cycle of, you know, or I don't know if your parents did that with you where you lied to them, but, you know.
Oh, fuck yeah. See, like kids, even like I accept that my kid's going to lie to me. Yeah. I just hope that the lie is going to be something like, I didn't break that, Dad. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't me. I didn't break it. Yeah. Instead of, or that as opposed to, I didn't rob that bank. I didn't steal this car. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's harsh or like extreme, but I'm just trying to give you as a comparison as to the lying. They're going to lie. Kids lie. Yeah. I mean, my lies to my parents were I don't drink, you know, like when I was drinking a lot, you know, like I was starting drinking, I was 12 years old. I was drinking their shit. Yeah. I kept watering it down, but whatever. That's what we did. You know, we lied about that stuff, but it wasn't never extreme. Yeah. That extreme.
Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. I'm like, here's something tragic, but you know, like the case that's going on right now with the young girl that went into the hospital, and she told her mom that she had back pain, but she was really giving birth to a baby, so she was pregnant the entire time.
That's news to me.
Yeah. So she went into the hospital and she said, oh, I have back pain. And then she said, you know what? I'm going to use a restroom. While she was waiting to get admitted, she gave birth in the restroom and then she threw the baby in the trash can.
Oh, shit.
And she tried to cover it up and then she like tried to leave. But someone that
Wait, where was she?
She was at the hospital. So she was in an actual hospital.
And she tried to throw the fetus in the trash can.
She threw it in the trash can. And
she didn't try. She did.
She did. So a cleaning lady went in and was like, this bag is pretty heavy. Like, you know, like what's going on?
Damn.
Opens it up.
Bag's about
and
8
there's,
pounds.
yeah. And there's a full-size baby in there. And it was dead already. So they linked it to the girl because she had blood everywhere. Like, she just... So they're saying that she did this out of disparity because she was so scared of her parents, knowing that she just freaked out and did it in a moment of thing. But now they're charging her with homicide.
Damn.
So she's incarcerated right now. They did an autopsy to make sure, you know, did it come out dead or did she kill it and put it in there? So there's this whole case and it all stemmed around being scared of her parents.
Wow.
That's why you can't instill too much fear in your kids.
Yeah.
In general, but not especially.
Essentially, it's fear.
Yourself.
Yes, I think it's fear.
But like, see, we grew up with fear too, and I think it fucked me up a little bit in some ways. And I was old enough and able to eventually make my own decisions and
right.
Like, all right, it ain't that bad. You know, black people aren't that bad. You know, like Mexicans grew up with the vagar al negro. You know, that's fucking terrible. It's racist, but that's how we grew up, right? And I'm like, what? You know, and I never allowed that to, you know, or I never believed it. You know what I mean? I was just always like, okay, whatever, you know, but, fuck, I lost my train of thought. What were we saying?
That was your condition.
That you were scared, like fear.
Yeah.
Yes, the fear. You should never, I don't think you should ever raise your kids with having fear of you. Like, like, okay, here's a good example. My wife never says, when your dad gets home, she takes care of that situation right then and there. She never says, when your dad gets home, she doesn't want them to fear me every time I get home. Because you know what happens? Every time I get home, they're going to be afraid.
Yeah.
So
and
she never
that
did that.
connection with you.
Yeah. So, exactly. Again, because it's not what you say, it's what you do, right?
Right.
But, yeah, that's harsh, man. The whole fucking scaring your kids like that. Like, I don't know. Like, again, I don't want this episode to be about parenting.
But imagine to the point where like she put that baby in the trash because of fear from.
That's real. That's
what was her like ethnicity?
They were Latinos. Yeah, they were Latinos.
Damn.
But see, look, I think the fear like that I had, the fear I had towards my parents, because my dad never hit me. My dad hit me maybe once, and it was like a little like hit.
Lucky.
And then he came and he cried and he was like, "I'm sorry," like, you know. My mom was the one that would like spank us here and there, but the fear that I had towards my parents or with my parents, especially my mom, was disappointing them. That was my fear, was disappointment. The look in my mom's eyes when I lied to her and she found out that I was lying was like, I'll never trust you ever again in my life. Like, you betrayed me. My mom's was a betrayal. And that's something that I live with trauma now, where I have to validate, like, oh, are you not mad? Are you okay? Are we good? Like, because for me,
Still to this day?
And not with her, no. But I'm just saying in general, like I find myself like with Gilbert or, you know, at work or things like that where I'm like, are we good? Like,
damn,
you know?
she used my full name on that.
Sorry,
one.
I'm like,
I was gonna say,
that's how intense.
That's
how intense this conversation is.
Damn, Gilbert. I didn't even know your name was Gilbert. I thought it was just Gilly. I just thought your mom named you Gilly.
I gave your whole name away.
Damn.
No, but so I think that with that girl, it was, I would hope that it's not like she thought she was going to get beat, but more the disappointment of getting pregnant.
How old was she? Do you know how old? Do we know?
I think she had just turned 18, so she was still like really, really young. Yeah.
Yeah, because she can't. I mean, that sucks because she wasn't able to comprehend. Okay, if I do this, put this alive thing that just came out of my body I can potentially kill it in the trash can by, you know, throwing it in the trash can. Like I don't understand why there was like no, of course, I mean, because of she was so young, she didn't make the connection of like, okay, I'm going to do this bad thing just to cover it up for my parents. That's the awful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say, well, this is great. Would you say that was a selfish move for her to do that? Because she was worried about how she was going to be portrayed in front of her parents, or her parents were going to react because of something she did? It's pretty selfish, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to.
Selfish?
Yes and no. Because I want to comprehend and I want to empathize on the fear that she had of like, doing that. But yeah, I think that her fear clouded what she should she should have done.
Exactly. I think the fear of her parent clouded her judgment for that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, it was selfish because she only thought
100%
of herself. Yeah,
100% guilty.
But
we're not putting this on the parents.
But it's also it could be maybe some psychological things happening within the parent. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know depth.
The true. Right. Yeah, maybe she was.
A lot of people are saying that the parents knew because
really?
There's videos resurfacing of her being a cheerleader. And you can tell that she's pregnant. Like, she's not, like, she's petite, but enough for you to see that she has a belly going on. So now it's, I'm telling you, it's a whole case going on now.
I'll tell you something. Most moms will know when their kids are different, when something's changed.
Yeah.
Most moms are going to know. Especially, dude, this one's even crazier. They know when you had sex. They just know, like, hey... It's not because not because she's walking differently or anything like that. They just know it's a mother's thing. They just know. My mom knew when my sisters, like their first time kind of thing. Like she knew.
They're like, you're eating that ice cream. Different now.
That you don't eat that big stick like that. That's not how you do it. No, but they just know. They have this intuition. It's a mother's intuition. They know. So, of course, her parents had to have known. And here's where they fucked up. They didn't talk to her about that stuff, right? They didn't say it's going to be okay. Like, you have ways out. Mm-hmm. And that's where they failed, as parents. Yeah. But as an 18-year-old, you should know better to not do something stupid like that.
Unless maybe she didn't know.
How do you not know?
Maybe maybe she was just brought up in an environment that.
Excuse me. Hey Siri. Is it smart? Should I throw my baby in the trash can?
But
no, stupid.
No, but maybe the way she was conditioned growing up, maybe her environment clouded her judgment. Maybe she didn't have.
No, I know what you're saying.
I'm saying that there's something
or
psychologically going on in her brain, the way she was conditioned, the way she was brought up.
A moment of like blackout, of this like manic hysteria of fuck, this baby's coming out of me. What do I do? And those times where people say like, I don't even remember how I got home. Or sometimes you're driving and you're in your thoughts and then all of a sudden you're home and you're like, how the fuck did I get here? Like you were there, but you weren't there,
Well, that's driving to 8 p.m. to get a hamburger versus throwing a whole ass person in
I know,
a trash can.
I'm saying that sometimes, your mind tries to save you from things and sometimes you disassociate from reality. And I'm not trying to justify what she did.
I mean, she had to. She had to try to disassociate from the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine that. Giving birth in a weird hospital restroom, no less, next to where people take dumps. Mm-hmm. With a thing coming out of you.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's all these different nuances that we have to consider.
She could have come out and said, hey, I had a baby. I don't want it. And that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't know. And we can speculate and everything and say what she could have and couldn't have.
Even if she had the resource or even the knowledge to hey, like, you don't want this thing? Then take it to wherever you can take where
church,
fire station,
fire station, AM PM, wherever.
AM PM, get a hamburger or a baby.
Yeah, right. But I mean, that's just wild. I didn't know that was going on.
Yeah.
That's a new thing going on.
I tried to tell you about it the other day, but you were watching wrestling. So I was like, okay, bye.
This is all full circle now.
All full circle. I was watching the top 10.
This is why I read stuff so that it would create conversations on the podcast.
The top, next conversation is the top 10 times that Randy Orton did the RKO out of nowhere.
Oh, shit, dude. I 100% want to have a wrestling podcast with you. So I don't know you're a big wrestling fan.
Yeah,
I'm a big WWF, WWE fan.
Oh, good, because I'm a WWF fan and a little bit of WWE, but hell yeah.
I'm more interested in the Attitude Era.
That's all me right there.
The Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era.
See, there you go. There's your perfect person. He was trying to tell me that we should do one, and I was like, I don't know shit about wrestling.
Let's do it.
Have you been to Sinaloa?
No.
No?
You know what? As a kid, my parents never wanted to take me. My dad specifically never wanted to take me because it was bad over there.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Probably
there was a
back
gap when it was not too bad, I guess. So, and then he's like, let's go. And then I was like, teenager, I'm like, I don't want to go there. You know, what the fuck am I going to do there? You guys go, I'll stay here.
Mm-hmm.
And we did. We stayed. And then now I'm like, or not now, but like a few years ago, I'm like, damn, I want to go visit. You know, like I've never been out there. And he's like, nah, it's too hot. And it is. It's too hot over there. You know, like you can't. I mean, shut up. You just went to Sinaloa?
My family's from
Went to Culiacan, dude.
Culiacan?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as bad as they say it is, or what?
No, I've been going
that little pause.
I'm like, no. I mean, I've been going my entire life. And we go to Guamuchil. He says Culiacan because we went, the airport's Culiacan, and we were there for a little bit. But our ranch is still 2 hours from Culiacan, and then once you get to Guamuchil, it's another hour and a half in. So it's about like 4-hour drive into our ranch. But I mean, as long as you're not involved in any of that, there's nothing, right? I mean, you didn't see anything. What's the craziest? Wow, you saw like the guys that are guarding stuff.
Yeah, the guy that was guarding with the AK-47 with a mask.
But he said hi to you.
That wasn't crazy.
He said hi.
He said hi.
He did.
Did he wave his gun and say hi like this? Like, hey.
He's like, hola.
No, they're just like...
He went like this? Hola. Mine's bigger than yours.
Yeah.
Hey, but you had a good time, right? You even said
awesome
you were
time.
like, we should stay longer.
I had a great time, but I didn't really start like understanding the details about Sinaloa until I got back.
Yeah,
which was good. Which was a good thing.
Would you panic? We think would have been
a little bit, yeah. And after that trip, I started getting into Chalino Sanchez.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. I like Chalino Sanchez. I love Chalino Sanchez.
You should go to Sinaloa.
I don't know.
Don't be scared.
Oh, I'm scared. If I ever go to Sinaloa...
I'm like, there was 6 mass shootings here over the weekend. There was not any...
That is true. She's right about that.
Yeah.
You can get killed here in your own backyard.
I think, wasn't it like in Tijuana, Rosarito recently too? Like they found like
Ensenada?
Was it Ensenada? And they found like a truck or with U.S. license plates.
Yeah, but see, those are people that are involved.
Yeah, they have to be, right?
Yeah.
For a person that doesn't watch the news, that's pretty that's really detailed.
I'm like, my mom's
the
from
two things that I heard today, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the 2 things that I heard today this morning, as soon as I got to work, all the yentas start talking, and they're like, "Oh, man, you hear about this?" And they talked about the truck, and then what else did we talk about earlier that happened?
The alien?
No. Just
submarine.
The submarine. They talked about those are the 2 things they talked about. That's why I kind of knew a little bit about it, but not much. I was just like this. I was zoned out, and just I try not to get into that conversation because I don't know about it. I can't put in my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Maybe after I hear their facts, because everybody makes up shit.
Yeah.
Then I'll put in my 2 cents. But yeah, I don't know.
I think going to Mexico is like going to any other country, and this is something that I've told Gil, because I've traveled, and Gil, recently went out of the country. Gil. Now you're Gil. I'm Gil. Sorry, I forget that on here you're Gil. But I think anywhere that you go, you need to go with respect. Whether it's Mexico, whether it's Japan, whether it's Dubai, anywhere that you go with respect to another country. It's not your country, and it's not the way that you live here. So going with respect, and also not getting shit-faced and putting yourself into situations of danger.
Uncontrollable situations.
Exactly. So I think if you go and you have fun and you do it respectfully and safe, you have nothing to worry about.
And that's the perfect time to play my clip for to Japan. Before we went to Japan, I was saying that I was gonna do whatever over there that I wanted. Just be
an arrogant
I
tourist.
was being an arrogant, or wanted to be an arrogant American over there in Japan. But I mean, coming back after that, I was like, I don't know. I had the wrong mentality going over there.
You're not one of the Paul brothers?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. You know, I think if I ever do go to Mexico, you got to go, or to Sinaloa. I would have to go the same way I would when I go to Tijuana, Rosarito, is I don't go there showing off like I have money. Mm-hmm. One, I don't have money. And then two, I know that shit gets you in trouble. You know, most of the time, like I remember in Rosarito, there was a dude that was just flaunting, and he was at a restaurant. He must have been throwing money around, and he got one in the belly. I don't know if he died or not, but I know that I heard gunshots, and most people run away, and me, like a fucking stupid tourist, American tourist, I ran to the gunshot, and I wanted to see what happened, and I saw this guy shot in the belly.
Oh. What?
And then I was like, oh, we can't be here. We shouldn't be here. So let's take off. But we left. But when I did my visual, the guy had jewelry. He had all kinds of dude, nobody took his jewelry. That means somebody shot him for being a fucking show-off. Mm-hmm. Someone that had more money than him, that had the jewelry, that didn't need the jewelry, didn't want the jewelry. They left the fucking gold watch, the chain on him. They just shot him in the belly. And that's it. And his family was over there crying and shit like that. Or he could have been a cartel guy. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But
right.
He looked like he was American. His car had a license plate, was American. American. But anyways, it's just, if you look for trouble, if you look to be seen, then they're gonna see you.
Yeah, right? and it's sad because
I refrain from packing my white suits and my white loafers for a Sinaloa trip.
You don't want to look like John Travolta and Saturday Night Fever.
No, it's just about being respectful anywhere that you go. That's not even being here, being respectful.
And the perfect thing too about being in a different country and not speaking the language, like it humbles you. Like I don't speak perfect Spanish. I barely speak English. And I think just that humbled me enough. Even when we went to Japan, that humbled me enough to, like, there's something about being in another country and being
like vulnerable,
the minority, and being vulnerable. Yeah. And it puts you in as a human being, it puts you in a place. Like, it puts you in this perspective of you're not the only one in this world. Your culture is not wrong, nor is it right.
Yeah.
Your country is not wrong, nor it's right. Like, there's something about traveling that just puts you in this weird mindset of just like, you do not matter. Like, there's other people on earth besides yourself.
I agree.
And that's my rant.
That's your rant
for traveling.
Have you traveled anywhere?
No, I was just thinking that I never been anywhere outside of United States and Mexico. Yeah. Never.
Have you been deep Mexico or just?
No, just the touristic, the tourism ones like Cancun, Mazatlan.
Okay, you've been to Cancun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mazatlan. So I was close to Sinaloa.
Yeah, I mean, you were in Sinaloa. Yeah.
But no, just we go on a resort, shit like that.
That's what I'm trying to do this year.
We're to Nayarit. Nayarit's nice.
Nayarit?
Yeah.
Nayarit.
What's out there?
Beach, right?
It's a beach. It's really nice. It's they have some really cool towns over there. I can't remember any of them right now. They don't come to mind. But they're really nice. You should check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, traveling just makes you come back different.
Have you been to New York? Or have you been to any other state?
I've been to a few states, Washington. Nowhere far out east like that.
Mm-hmm.
But New York's going to be my first trip out there.
Yeah.
Kind of excited, but I know that we're pressed for time, so there's not much.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But even getting a whiff of another air is gonna be different. Sure. New York is night and day from here.
Well, and then what's cool is that my wife doesn't like doing any kind of adding stops to our flight. She likes to do nonstop. Yeah, and the only one that I could find was Newark in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. So the cool thing is that I get to land in New Jersey and then drive to New York.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's kind of cool because I like driving. I don't mind doing long drives, even though it's not that long of a drive. I don't mind it. So like I get to see, the scenic route to New York, kind of, right?
Yeah, driving out there.
And then Cooperstown is totally different than like the city, New York.
It's like a suburb?
It is a suburb. Like we were thinking of staying somewhere in the like a Airbnb, but when you start looking at these pictures and then you look at the next town or the next house over, it's like the next town almost over. It's fucking far in between.
Wow.
It's like scary as shit. You're thinking horror movies, And I'm like, hell no, we're not staying there. So we're staying in Cooperstown at the All-Star Village. They call it the All-Star Village. That's where they play the All-Stars. Nice. So we're staying in town, which is really cool. But yeah, we'll get to drive into it, and I think that's pretty cool because that's a good experience. You get to drive from one state to another, which again is not too far because everything's so tight over there. But it is what it is. Now, to drive one day, my dream is to eventually either when I'm retired or if I can do it, in the summer or something like that while I take a vacation, would be to drive from California across country, to maybe New York or somewhere else, maybe just Florida, keep it down there, So that's my dream because I like driving and I like stopping.
Just do it, dude.
Do it. Well, we'll do it one day.
We want to do the Route 66 one.
Yeah.
So it's from here to Chicago.
Visit all the Yule Hauser stops?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Nice.
Yes.
If time allows.
Yeah.
We're taking a whole week, so time is going to allow.
If time allows for us to do that.
That should be fun. And then small trips. I like going to Palm Springs or Palm Desert. Those are really cool little places to just get away because it's not a far drive.
No.
And it's an hour and a half.
And it feels like you're at in a different place.
Yeah, you go to a resort.
Yeah.
You can stay in a hotel over there and it's so cool.
San Diego's nice just to drive down there and hang out over there.
Yeah, but San Diego's kind of similar to LA. I mean, your gas lamp is a little different. You get to drink outside. Oh, that's cool.
Barrio Logan is a pretty cool place to go check out, dude.
Barrio Logan?
Barrio Logan.
A lot of cholos out there, isn't there?
No.
It's not Logan as in like the gang?
No.
No. Okay. I don't think so. There's gangs out there?
Maybe. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah. Logan Heights.
I don't know.
We're
No,
all here.
it's cool. I wore my Dodger hat out there to Barrio Logan.
You're so good. You didn't get stabbed.
And I was good, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Non-threatening though. So you don't look as threatening. No offense.
You don't look like you
offense.
stab anyone or punch anyone.
But if I go out there and then the sun is out without my sunglasses, I start looking like this right here, everybody's gonna be like, "What the fuck's up with this fucking dude?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. Non-threatening.
You just gotta walk around with a smile.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Not like a crazy smile, not like a weird, like
weirdo and shit. Yeah.
I always get people talking to me, huh? I'm always walking and people say, "Hi, how are you? Good morning.
You're approachable.
Hey."
I just want to go eat.
And then someone's like telling me their whole life
Oh,
story.
are you serious like that?
Yeah.
Random people?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought like people you remember. Like
No.
Like random.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll start conversations or they'll say,
Telling
Cool, man.
telling them about like their whole life and
yeah, or they'll spark conversation or they'll say, good morning or how are you guys?
I love
or
that.
something. But the thing is that I'm always looking up because I notice that a lot of like before I used to look down a lot, right? And I noticed that a lot of people walk and we walk with our head down and I look up. I make eye contact if it's needed, or kind of nod my head and things like that. And I think that it makes a difference. And people feel like they want to approach you or even just wish you a good morning or a good afternoon or things like that. And I think it's nice.
You know that's one of the hardest things to teach is confidence. But once you do learn how to be confident with yourself, and it's a fucking game changer.
It does, and
It's
it
a game
radiates. It radiates.
Yep.
Like I've been told, like people are like, I just want to come and say hi to you, or I want to just come because you look like someone that I can approach, And it is, and I'm not gonna say I'm 100% confident all the time. I mean, there's all these things going through my mind, but for the most part, I try and be, who I am and what I am, and it shows.
Yeah.
for confidence, you can just act like it. Just act like you're confident.
But it's fake, and it's not.
But I think that's a good start.
Yeah. It is. It's because no, you fake it enough, you start believing it.
Yes,
You do.
that's
It's true.
the concept that I'm trying to think.
Right. Well,
Portray here.
but even faking it, you know how difficult it is. Well, especially with like kids.
Mhm.
Like I'm raising a 12-year-old, and he's really confident with people that he's around that he knows. But like, take him to a party and he doesn't know anybody there. It takes him a while to kind of like, you know, warm up to people.
Of course.
He finally does, which is, it's normal, especially for a 12-year-old, you know. But one of the things that we've been working on is just take that phone down, you know, put that phone away for a little bit. Because when you're walking, I want you to like start looking around, because what's going to happen is we're going to walk by and you're going to be like, what? I never knew this was here.
You missed it, yeah.
You missed it, yeah.
And that's why looking down, it makes you miss things that you see that could be potentially in front of your face.
Dang.
I think for me, the way that I used my words and that I was able to talk to people was because that was my skill. That was my way of, let me introduce myself before you make an assumption of me or the way that I look or anything like that. Even with children, you know, it was like, let me be me and you like me for who I am instead of, you know, what I look like or whatever the thing was. So I was able to develop these skills of let me talk to people. You know what I mean? And I have that talk. And I think one of the things that my mom always told me was no one's above you and no one's below you. Like there's no one that's better than you and there's no one that's less than you.
Yeah.
We're all human. We're all, you know, trying to survive and do the same thing. And I think that that's something that I feel because I don't feel intimidated going up to someone. I don't. I'm just, to me, they're another person like I am. They probably feel as awkward as I do, you know? And it's like, that's so I think that was one of the things that I took the most and I still try to live by is there's no one above you, no one below you.
Yeah. We all bleed the same.
Unless you're that alien from Las Vegas. You may or may not bleed the same.
Yeah. Or maybe you may bleed into a different dimension.
Maybe.
Or into our dimension, and that's why it rains, and that's where, you know.
Dang.
Maybe that's what happened to the submarine. They got blasted into a different submarine, and we're going to find them in the next 50 years, and they're still alive.
You think so? You think they'd still be
Maybe
alive?
they went through like a black hole or something.
Okay, Beavis and Butthead. That's from the one we saw.
Aside from wrestling videos and RKO top 10s.
Well, we definitely had to do a wrestling podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe how about my platform?
Let's go do it.
Want to do it on my platform?
Let's do it.
I'll host. We'll come in, we'll talk wrestling. Since, you know, most of my listeners already know who you are, but we'll still do a quick little intro and all that good shit. And yeah. I think it'd be pretty cool.
I'm down for that, dude.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it again.
Salute.
Cool, man. Fidel, thanks for coming out
thank you.
doing the podcast. Appreciate it, dude.
I appreciate you.
Go ahead and tell us where we can find you.
It's real easy./Talking Again podcast everywhere. I have a link tree. It's on my Instagram. Yeah, it's a link tree, and it's linktr.ee/the tap.
The tap. So
Talking
who won?
Again podcast.
So who won?
Can people see that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's all my shit right there. Hey, look, see that video where that guy has his hands in his
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good video. If you click on it and listen to the audio, it's Spanish only. So, you know, maybe we can do subtitles eventually one day. But it's really good message.
Les quieren dar todo a sus hijos menos la pobreza. Y esa es la gran diferencia. Si quieres dar lo...
Hey, this is the man that called some lady fat, huh?
Yes. But he's got a good message.
Sorry. I was like, hey, I know this guy.
But this message was not about the fat.
Okay.
Fat shaming anyone.
Fat shaming anyone. It was pretty much saying like you want to give your kids everything that you didn't have, right? Growing up because of poverty and this and that. And it's like, no, man, like let them be a little bit fucking poor, you know, let them know what it feels like.
Yeah.
Then they're going to become a better person. Look how you became, you know, you became a better person. So it was a pretty good message. And he's very animated when he says it, so it makes it a lot better.
Gotcha.
I'll show you the fat shaming one later.
Show me the fat shaming one. I'm interested in that one.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so my link tree, you can find all that good stuff. I usually put the most recent episode, and then Spotify, iPhone, podcast, YouTube. I have merchandise that nobody buys, but that's cool because I really don't fucking buy it from there either. Because it's just so plain and simple, dude. Like, look at it. I tried doing little creative stuff like feeling whiskey instead of feeling risky, right? Feeling whiskey, but it's just stupid. Yeah.
The Mindbuzz Podcast.
Did I talk over the outro?
Click the links in the show description for that. Thank you, Fidel Mezcal, for sponsoring this episode and the podcast. Go down to the show links, feedmemezcal.com. Thanks, Fidel.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Bye. Thanks for listening to the Mindbuzz podcast. Subscribe to the Mindbuzz YouTube channel and watch full podcast episodes. Keep up with the hosts, guests, and upcoming events by following the Mindbuzz on Instagram @the Mindbuzz. See you on the next one.